So before becoming a computer programmer, I was actually a business person that created Excel spreadsheets. And what I began to notice about Excel spreadsheets and computer programming is that they are very similar. When you want to store data in an Excel spreadsheet, you pick the appropriate cell that you want to, and you place a letter or a number in that cell, and you try to make representations based upon this data. But the bad thing about Excel spreadsheets is that they are two-dimensional in a sense, and you can only use them for business cases. But with C# and with programming, you can put data anywhere, store data wherever you want to. But there's a couple rules. The first rule is that you have to actually declare your data, and you have to declare it in a very specific way. Let me explain. How do we actually metaphorically put data within our quote-unquote cells like an Excel spreadsheet? Well, first things first, we're going to tell the actual computer, we're going to tell the compiler what we want. Then we are going to assign a word or a series of letters to explain to us, the computer programmer, what we want. Then we are going to actually store the data. And in a very similar fashion, what's going to happen is that the computer is going to put a 3, but this is going to be done behind the scenes, and you don't have to actually worry about the computer memory, and that's the beauty of it. But what are these things right here? What's the first part? You may have been familiar with JavaScript already, and this is kind of confusing to you. Why do we have to put int? Why do we have to put string? Why do we have to put var? And this is because C# is a typed check language. If we're going to place specific pieces of data in our Excel spreadsheet or in our representation of computer memory, we have to be very specific. In this int is going to tell the computer that we want to put a number in that place in memory. And if we violate this rule, the computer will not allow the actual program to run. And the reason it's not going to run in this case is because Caitlyn Jenner is not a number. So enough is enough. Let's go ahead. That's a lot of talking. Let's go ahead, hop inside VS Code, and let's actually practice. So before we get into creating variables, we need to understand something important. And that is, what is a variable and what is not a variable. Because in programming, there's lots of things that look like variables when in fact they are not. And let's go ahead and revisit our old friend, Mr. Console WriteLine. And because this is a C# course, we are going to praise the great one. We are going to praise the great leader, ... Bill Gates. And with our fancy program that we just wrote, when we want to praise Bill, when we want to let Bill know how special he is, we are going to run in the command line down in the terminal .NET watch run. When we do this, as you guessed, praise the great leader Bill Gates is going to be shown. But what you must understand about this is that this is not actually a variable. Once this console.WriteLine runs, it's gone forever. And it can't be utilized anywhere else in your program because it's not being stored. If we want to save praise the great leader, if we want to have a place where we can store praise the great leader Bill Gates, what we will have to do is create a variable. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to type in string because this is a sequence of letters. I'm going to type in Bill Gates, and I'm going to copy and paste what I had in my console.WriteLine before. Now our variable is saved, and we can use this in multiple places throughout our program. So if I wanted to have 2 praises for Bill, I could easily do that as opposed to having to type it out each and every time. And that is the beauty of a variable. But we can't stop there. We can praise Bill all that we want to, but let's just say for one instance, instead of having a string here, I'm going to put in number of Bill Gates. And there's only one Bill Gates. We all know this. But watch what happens when I type in number of Bill Gates. There's only one Bill, remember. When I do this, the compiler's not going to let me do it because this one is not a string. If I want to change this, if I want this program to work, I need to be very specific about what I put in there. And you will also see red squiggly lines down below because console.WriteLine is not expecting this. We need to put the new variable within our console.WriteLine. And when we do that, it still does not run. How do we get this program to run? As you probably guessed, we're going to change this to an int, and it will indeed console.writeLine it because this is what the program expects. But changing out these types, changing out these ints, changing out these string seems sort of repetitive. Isn't there another way that we could do this to make our lives easier? And this is going to be a little bit of foreshadowing. What we can do is we can place var right here, and C# is going to do all of the work for us. We can put whatever we want to in here. I could put the number of Bill Gates. I could put something that doesn't even make sense. And what is going to happen is that C# is going to do the type assignment for us at compile time. Now, you don't need to know that right now because you're a total beginner, but I like to show things that we're going to be talking about in the course earlier to get people excited. Hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. Make sure to smash that subscribe button. And as always, thank you for watching.